Family vloggers is a type of content on YouTube I've never really understood. The whole idea of my entire life from birth to being a Minecraft gamer, being monetized and vlogged would kind of freak me out, to be honest. The thought of being able to sit back on my sofa and watch hours upon hours of content of my young self, it's just kind of creepy, to be honest. But in today's video, we uncover the tale of a family vlogger channel who took the vlogging game way too far.
Goddamn loser, I ain't too proud to say that I'm still thinking about you, and I'm so lonesome without you, and I can't get you out my mind.
Meet Myka and James, a family vlogger channel who had 3 kids back in 2016. Our story begins when Myka and James decided that they wanted to adopt another child. Not just any child, they wanted to specifically adopt a child with learning difficulties and a child that was autistic. It's not like she just wants to use it for monetization and YouTube views, right? Right? Oh, wait, of course, this platform's garbage. You see, they documented the entire process in a vlog style, which now they've deleted. It's like they're trying to kind of hide the fact that they had this child in the first place. There's still a few videos on their channel with him in them, but most of the videos and Instagram posts have now been deleted, which I would say is good, but they only did this because they got backlash, because when their response video went up to all of this, people pointed out that they were still monetizing videos with the child in them. So this does raise everyone's questions of what was the true intentions for adopting this child. Guys, I know my channel's dying, but I've made the decision because of that. I've decided I'm actually going to adopt a child.
It's not for views or anything.
But I am going to make sure he's autistic, just because, you know, I'm a loving father of 12. This is just the beginning of this journey, guys. Here's an image of him. In a 7-minute video, they revealed that the reason why they returned their adopted son, but their reasoning is rightfully so disgusted a lot of people. One of the biggest red flags to me is that they claim the reason that they gave up the adopted child was because of doctor's advice. But hang on a second. You see, back in 2016 they spoke to a doctor, and the doctor actually advised them and said that it probably wasn't a good idea and that they couldn't handle this child. The doctor said that he would be non-verbal, meaning he wouldn't be able to speak, he wouldn't be toilet trained either. But Myka claims that this information she was being told was going in one ear and out the other.
When I heard all of the things that that doctor was telling us, it kind of went in one ear and out the other.
You would have thought, like, if you were sat down thinking about adopting a child, you would, I don't know, listen to the advice you were being given. You know, it's like when you really want something and you just ignore everyone's criticism of it. You're like, no, I'm getting this. The doctor has been training to be a doctor for a long time. It's not like he's speaking out of his arse. So why did you not listen to his advice? I'm not gonna lie, that alone is pretty yikes. After the story came out, their channel began to gain more views and subscribers. It began to skyrocket, and their autistic son was now becoming a new income for money for them.
A new house. Yeah.
People did suspect that she was favoriting her birth children over their adopted son. But that's when videos began to emerge of Myka mistreating her son.
The stars, the moon,
You see, she often would film his tantrums and almost was punishing him for having them. Now I know, like, tantrums for kids are normal. You know, if you go into a toy shop, they really want that Fortnite Battle Royale, you say, no son. They're like, please, and you're like, no son. They cry. But with Myka's son, this is very different because he has autism, obviously. I've done some research, I've actually spoken to some friends as well about this. And mostly autistic children, especially that young, fall into tantrums because they're scared, they're anxious, they're confused, which makes sense if he's confused because he was taken away from China when he was 2. Combined with autism, it's going to be very difficult for the child to kind of cope with this. Myka was seen in video evidence, which I will show, pretty much punishing this child for having these tantrums and try to get mummy points for being such a hard-working mother, but at the same time disciplining her autistic son.
8th tantrum. No more. Come on, let's go. You're not gonna throw a fit when you don't get your way. That's not okay. Let's go. Are you done fitting? Are you done?
One of the few things I've read up is that you should never discipline an autistic child if they're having a tantrum, because like I said, I mean, maybe it could be because of Fortnite, but if it's not, they can't help it. You're pretty much disciplining them for being confused, scared, or anxious. I'm not saying Myka can't complain about struggling with looking after her autistic son. It's more the way she handled it, because in her new video, she literally says, I don't want to reveal anything about his private life. So why would you be posting his tantrums for the whole world to see? Now, getting on to even worse mistreatment, one of the most shocking things that this family did is they put duct tape. Yes, duct tape around their autistic son's wrist, and that was to stop him sucking his thumb. I'm sorry, what? Is anyone in there? No. Nope, okay. And what makes this worse is that they've never been seen, which means, it doesn't mean they've never done it, but they've never shown their other biological children with this method. In fact, there's actually a video of them sucking their thumbs. It's also very worth noting that autistic children usually suck their thumbs for comfort. So the family were essentially isolating their own son from comfort. Last week, they uploaded a video called An Update on Our Family. Now, many people have already addressed this video, so I'm gonna kind of like skim past it, but I'll still kind of briefly summarize what the video is about. The whole video is pretty self-centered. I mean, in the first 2 or 3 minutes, it's just talking about Myka, how hard it's been for Myka to cope with all of this. I mean, it's not like the son was upset. I mean, in the video, they even claim that the son had an input in this, but I think they forgot one important factor is the son is non-verbal. And if he was verbal, I don't think any son would be like, yeah, just put me back up for adoption, it's fine mate, honestly. They claim this was due to doctor advice, but in the pinned comment they also say that if this was one of their biological children, they would have sought help. And in the past she's also said that his healthcare has been expensive. But here's the issue, that bed's more expensive than my car. And I've got a pretty nice car, I'm not gonna lie guys. She's also now got the authorities involved. I'll go deeper into that soon. But even in 2018, she was thinking of adopting another child, asking a child support group in China the following. What's also alarming people is that the father, James, is known to be frustrated from the autistic son, and this was proven by not only than Myka herself. And also one last thing that confuses me, in one of her old videos she claims that they only recently went and did a shopping trip for their new child for clothes. Wow, what a way to make an autistic child feel welcome into the household. Here's some shitty poopy clothes that my other biological kids wore. The Delaware Country Office took to their Instagram account to post the following statement after people's concerns of the whereabouts of this child. The Delaware Country Sheriff's Office has received several inquiries regarding the welfare of a local 5-year-old child who was recently given up for adoption. The child is not missing. Our primary concern is for the well-being of this child as well as the other children in the household. Now obviously this is a bit of a concern because with the way they treated the autistic son, unfortunately maybe other things have been happening behind the scenes off camera. Our investigation is ongoing and will include contact with all children to ensure their safety. All adoption cases are confidential and must go through a thorough process, with specific requirements and safeguards. In private adoptions, there are the same legal requirements that must be altered too. These include home studies as well as background checks on the adopting parents. In this case, we are confident that they have the appropriate process in the occurring. In addition, both parties are being represented by attorneys to ensure full compliance with the court proceed. Due to confidential nature of this case, we will not release any specific information or further comment. They also do state that they're confident, I want to say that because I don't know if it's fact yet, that the family went through the right procedures of, you know, doing a background check before they put this child back up for adoption to a new family. Because there have been a lot of rumours that they hadn't and they just done it kind of illegally almost. But this hasn't been the only receipts either. You see, a legal document that was online that's kind of been uncovered by people. It reveals a lot about Myka's past. Now before we get into this, I am a strong believer in people changing. From what we've seen through evidence of Myka's actions, it worries me that she hasn't changed her ways at all. Paperwork was uncovered revealing that Myka was a nurse for a short period of time, and while on duty she assaulted another member of staff who was also a nurse and was also pregnant at the time. Now if this is true, you would probably think, oh god, why does she have 4 children then if she's done this to a pregnant lady? But she also was let go further down the line because she made too much mistakes being a nurse. But should we rewind to when she said she didn't listen to the doctor's advice? It kind of does make this add up a little bit. Again, this is allegations, but there are some screenshots released from the alleged nurse. She was beyond manipulative at work. Tried to stab me with a metal med card while I was pregnant. She had multiple med errors and lied to cover a bunch of stuff. I had no idea she was doing any of what she is doing now. It doesn't surprise me. She always painted this perfect little picture and being better than everyone else.
Did you have fun getting candy, big man?
Huxley has had multiple meltdowns.
You're not having a good day
We
today.
never tell you guys the truth. And that's why you don't see Huxley a lot in the vlog. He's probably having a meltdown. Are you dying?
I think what Jim's trying to say is that after multiple assessments, after multiple evaluations, numerous medical professionals have felt that he needed a different fit and that his medical needs, he needed more.
I don't think a child, autistic or not, should ever be adopted for the sole purpose of being a YouTube gimmick. Children aren't dogs and they can't be adopted and put back whenever you feel like it. They claim that healthcare was expensive but like to lash out on expensive things such as, you know, a new house and clothes. It was about $600,000 and this was just after they adopted their child. So they've definitely made a lot of money off him, and it also raises the question of, if they put him back up for adoption, have they at least given him, you know, a fund of money? Because he's done a lot for the family. So far there's no evidence that they've given him a fund. I guess that is private information, but you would have thought that they would have at least done that. But who knows? They probably didn't. But that's going to conclude this video. I would love to hear what you guys think about this situation. I'll be replying to comments and discussions as well. We can talk about it. Also, do make sure to subscribe if you're new for more videos and content like this. I've now finished college, fingers crossed, so I should actually upload. But anyway guys, I hope you're staying safe and I will catch you in the next one.